All right, welcome everyone. We got a great audience here. Let's get into it. We are going to talk about uh, Highnote and how to power up your business with Highnote. Let me share my screen, and it's a great way to increase your listings, your buyers, and let's get into it. So, first of all, for those that stay in the end, to the end, you get this free guide. Shortcut to winning more listings and buyers. It's a free guide that we put together. And when I say shortcut, it really is a shortcut. And it's we give you 30 plus tips on how to win listings as well as buyers. And we built a new one for buyers as well. And we get that at the end. And all right, let's get into it. Today, what we're going to talk about is one, how to maximize every lead, win clients before you even meet them. Two, double your impact by sending both a pre-listing presentation or pre-buyer presentation as well as a follow-up one. And then set yourself apart from the competition by showcasing your value, but in a different way. And it's a really easy way to grow your business. And I'm going to show you how we did it and how we were successful with doing it. Listen, my name is Mark Choey, and I'm an agent just like you. I'm at Christie's International Real Estate in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I was the number 2 condo agent in San Francisco. I built a brokerage and we grew it to a top 250 brokerage in the US in just 5 years. We sold Climb to Realogy, now called Anywhere. And they were going to build a new brand with Climb and be one of their brands next to Coldwell Banker and Sotheby's, ERA, Better Homes and Garden. We taught hundreds of our agents how to win and how to be top producers. And we're going to teach you that today as well. All right, listen, I want to get some perspective on the market. The market's slow and historically slow. It's tight inventory. I get it. The interest rates are high. Sellers don't want to sell. And, uh, I started where that star was in 2006 when it seemed like everyone had a real estate license. And we went through this downturn, the housing recession. The Great Recession. And it led to a huge drop in transactions and sales. But we figured out the trick and the hack that allowed us to grow out of these difficult times and get down to basics and figuring out what are those things that you're going to need to win every single transaction and every single deal. And guess what? We're back to those times in terms of number of transactions per year, and we are at historic lows transaction wise. Now, what I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to get you depressed. What I'm trying to say is that you can do it too. This is when we built our business and um, we figured out the tricks and the fundamentals to grow out of this. And from that, this is where we started our brokerage in this dingy live work loft in South of Market, San Francisco, and we built it into this powerhouse. And you know, real estate is a simple game. It's a very simple game. And there are certain elements of real estate, of being a real estate agent or a great real estate agent that you need to build. Now, this is what we were faced up against. We were the little funnel. Okay. There were a lot of big funnels out there, and I'm talking about sales funnels. And in the beginning, we weren't the top agents. We weren't around for decades, and we were not the most experienced. We hadn't been around for a century, right? So we had to find ways to stand out. We had to find ways to look better and stronger than these veterans out there. We were new. And what I mean we, Climb Real Estate. And we were always seemingly at a disadvantage. But how did we beat the top producers? I'm going to give you the very simple hack here and an easy way to grow your business. One, the answer. You look like a top producer. And how do you do that? You need to have a presentation that top producers use. Do you think top producers have a shitty presentation? Excuse my French. No. Do you think they have a subpar presentation? No. They have the best presentation. That's how they became top producers. And it's very difficult to get the best one or to have a great one, have the best one, because it requires a lot of graphic design work, a lot of thinking, a lot of content, etc. And we built it. And we also put it into Highnote, our software program. So what we learned though, when armed with great presentations, agents win more, much more. They're gorgeous, they're visual, informative, they're on brand, highly personalized, right? And what we found out was that when our agents were armed with these presentations, they were more professional, built trust faster, and they stood out and won time and time again. Having the best presentation turned our agents into top producers. This is the key element that a lot of agents miss. A lot of agents just have a presentation that is, okay, good enough, etc. But no, this is not how you win. You need to have the best one of all of the agents that you're competing against. And don't leave anything to chance. Why? Because your commission's at stake. And it's a winner takes all game. Now, this is the appointment. Okay. The appointment process. The lead finds you. You have an initial email or phone call, right? You have an in-person meeting, and then you have a follow-up, and then you have a close, right? Lead finds you, initial email or phone call, in-person meeting, follow-up, and close. You have very few touch points with the seller or the buyer before you lose this deal. So every single touch point that you have with the buyer or the seller, you need to shine at every step of the way. And so what we found was when you get that email or phone call, you immediately send a stunning digital online presentation, not just a PDF, okay? Something better than that. And I'm going to show you what that is. Then you have the in-person meeting, okay, where you're going and looking at the house, speaking about the buyer or the seller's needs. If it was a buyer, you're meeting at a coffee shop or you're coming to the office or you're meeting somewhere else. If it's a seller, you're going to their house. You're meeting the sellers and you're looking at the home, okay? And then afterwards, there's follow-up. Very rarely, not very rarely, but sometimes the buyer or the seller has not decided at the meeting about you. And there's questions. There's things you need to follow up on. Okay. So what you need to do is send something incredible again. Don't leave it to chance. Don't just leave it to an email. Build an incredible presentation. But it's very difficult to build these presentations. I know you're real estate agents. We're all busy. We're not designers. But Highnote is the system that does it and helps you do that. All right. So winning listings like a top producer. Chris Lim, who is my business partner at Climb, and he was one of the top agents in the country, and he is head of growth at Remax today. He taught me a lot about sales, and he pioneered this method. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. And let me back up a few slides. This is the pre-listing presentation that we used to send and still send to our clients before meeting. And this is a Highnote listing presentation. It's online, it's interactive, and it's stunning. And what you are, and I'm just going to share my computer screen, I mean, my sound. What you are doing is you're going for it and you're going for a win before
I'm
me.
Chris Lim, and I'm the founder of Climb Real Estate. I don't know what my favorite neighborhood is in the Bay Area. There's just too many to choose from. I guess it's whatever one I'm in.
Have a video, right? Doesn't need to be professionally produced, but we always include a video in here uh, to develop a connection with the lead or the potential client because humans like to see other humans, and you are a salesperson for a reason. You're charismatic, you're good with words, you're good with people. You need to demonstrate that, and you can't demonstrate it in a flat PDF. Okay, my team. Talk about how you're backed by a team if you have one. If you don't have one, make one up. You have some people helping you, and you should include that in your team. A team shows that you're busy, right? You have a manager, you have a broker of record, you have the front desk person, you have assistants. They're all on your team, so to speak. So if you don't have one, make one up. This is your team because you're competing against other agents who may be on teams. And sellers and buyers like to see that you're busy enough that you have a team, okay? And you believe it or think about who your team could be, your spouse, your children, whoever it is. Put them on a team, make a team. The power of your brokerage, there's a reason why you join your brokerage. Make sure you advertise that reason or sell that reason, market that reason here. We talk about it in 3 different slides. Then your in-house design team, or this is a service that find a service. Let me back up. Find a service or thing that you do that's going to be different than other agents. In our case, in this particular agent's case, Chris Lim's case, his sister was an interior designer. So she was part of his in-house interior design team, right? Which helped do staging, which helped do consultation, whatever it may be. Find that unique thing that you do, okay? And dig deep because it may be hard to think about the things that you do that are unique, but you need to dig deep and find the extra thing that you do that's different. You can't be sort of saying, "Oh yeah, let's say I'll put it in MLS, I'll do photography, we'll do if everyone does the same thing, then how are you going to stand out?" So find that extra thing that you do that's going to be different and make sure you have it in your pre-listing presentation. Now, you talk about some comps or concurrent listings that your seller may resonate with. So it could be another home, another project, something that is going to be similar to what they sell. And then talk about the neighborhood. Talk about how you know their neighborhood. So many sellers will reject an agent because they're out of area or brokerage. There's so many times where you get listings or referrals to other areas that you don't have experience in. So make sure you validate that or remove that objection right away by showing that you do have experience there. Okay. Marketing timeline. We include these in all of our Highnote templates. But marketing timeline, comprehensive planning, you show the planning phase, advisory phase, off-market phase, listing goes on the market, in contract and due diligence, and closing phases. Okay, you want to show all these. Now, after an offer is accepted, once an offer is accepted, what happens? Show these items in here. A clear mind can help make a decision. And so you're educating the seller or the buyer onto the process. Now, for the pre-listing, title report, public records. Okay. You want to do a little, we always do this, and we do a little research on the legal aspects of the home. What does title say the home is worth, or what does the public record say the home is? How many square feet? How many beds and baths? Who owns the home? Are there any liens that you can see on there? And it does several things. One, it shows that you did research, right? Two, it personalizes the presentation. Three, it brings up who the sellers are. And you want to make sure you're talking to all those people. Very often you go up to a listing appointment and you find that you're not speaking to all the decision makers. You're only speaking to one of them. But there's a brother involved, or there's a sister involved, or the significant other is involved, but they're not at the meeting. So you want to make sure you know who owns the property because they are a decision maker. Okay. Then the other thing is their talking points in these tax records that you can dig up. Square footage discrepancies, beds, baths, because very often this is what the public sees and what other agents will see. So you need to call out, hey, public record says your home is a 4 bedroom, 4 bath. And they're like, wait, that's weird. It's a 5 bedroom. Oh, that's weird. It says 3,300 square feet. It's actually 4,000 square feet. Why does it say that? So you want to bring that up as talking points to show that you're doing some due diligence and that you are on top of things and you're also starting to provide service for them. Now, the value of the home. You do not send this before you're meeting with them for various reasons. One, you haven't even seen the home yet. You don't know the condition. You don't know the upgrades. That's number one. You don't know the view. You don't know where it is on the lot. You don't know the curb appeal. You don't want to send the value ahead of time. Two, you don't know what the seller thinks their home is worth. And very often, in my experience, and I'm sure all of yours, 9 out of 10 times it's higher than the market value. What you think market value is. They think it's higher for obvious reasons. They want more. They're biased, etc. They think their home is the best home on earth. Whatever the case may be, you do not want to send in a value that is lower than what the seller thinks it is. You'll immediately shoot yourself in the foot and you're already at strike one and strike two as well. Because, as you know, sellers can often go with the agent that tells them what the highest price is. So make sure you don't do that mistake before the meeting. Even if you're sure, oh, I know this home. There's a home that's sold down the block for, it's a 4 bedroom, 4 bath as well. Same square footage, same floor plan, same everything. And so I know exactly what this home is worth. No, don't do it. I can't tell you how many times I did the same thing and I showed up wrong on some level. One, the seller thought it was more. They weren't aware of the sale down the street. Two, there were upgrades or it's significantly different in some other way, like view or location on a lot, whatever the case may be. Just don't send it. There is no reason to send it ahead of time, at all. There's no benefit, really. All right. NAR lawsuit. You want to talk about the changes in real estate and the NAR lawsuit. It's the elephant in the room, and it's not even in the room anymore. It's right front and center. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone thinks commission's going to drop. Everyone thinks agents are, make too much money, and the DOJ came down against agents. You need to explain what this was about, and it's not about that, right? And so you want to talk about that and be clear what that it's about. Now, sample listing agreement, you send this ahead of time. Why do you send it ahead of time? Because you want to see if they're reading it. And how do you know if they're reading it? Well, that's what Highnote does. Highnote tells you everything they are reading, how long, and how long they're reading it, and how many pages. And we're going to demonstrate that in a second. And if they're reading your listing presentation, your listing agreement, you are almost closing them because they're looking at the contract, they're looking at your commission rate, etc. Testimonials, always include testimonials, obviously, and then why you as an agent. Now, this is the best pre-listing presentation I will humbly say that I've seen. I have not seen a better one and a more effective way. And I'm going to demonstrate this for you right now. So look, this is the inside of the Highnote platform. And I have a pre-listing presentation we already built. And, um, it has a lot of the same sections. And, what I'm going to do here is just show you, I could change the image. I'm going to just pick a place. I'm going to San Diego in a few weeks for Inman. And I'm going to show you this here. We could change the image. We have millions of stock images all built into Highnote. And you could rearrange sections. You could add new sections. We use AI to help you build and help you type up this information as well. And so what I'm going to do is share a link with everyone here. And I'm going to require an email to view so I know who's looking at it. Now, I'm going to send this to everyone in the chat, and you're going to see the experience. You're going to see what the seller or the buyer, if you're sending this for a buyer, is going to experience with this tool. So everyone, click on that link and experience what a great pre-listing presentation looks like. And I will demonstrate for you the analytics. So I'll give everyone to take a look at that. All right. So I see terrybruno.com. Terry at terrybruno.com has opened this up on a mobile phone, Chrome browser. All right. Corinne at CorinneErickson.Canada is opened this up on a desktop or a laptop computer using a Chrome browser as well. Now keep on looking at it, opening up the different sections. Diane.Talan or Talon at Realty One Group. Oh, Diane, your name's familiar. I think I've seen you. Anyway, Jen Thompson Realtor at gmail.com has opened this up. Keep on clicking through the different sections. I'm going to show you exactly what else it shows you. Um, and but what we can see is everything a seller has engaged with, everything a buyer has engaged with, and it's just a fantastic way. Jen Thompson looked at 4 items: get to know your agent, my team, office presence, and the sample listing, Lighthouse Lofts. And I see Corinne checking out the sample video marketing, my latest listing. So now I know what you're interested in, what you're not interested in, and how much you read the presentation before my meeting. This is next level stuff and very critical when you meet them to know what they know. I'll give you a testimonial. The or an example, Kyle Whistle, a big agent in San Diego with EXP. He normally sells in the $600,000 range, and he was up for a $3 million listing against the #1 luxury agent in that area. He felt a little out of his league, but he does his normal thing and sends his pre-listing presentation. And what he found was that the seller only looked at the videos. And he said, "Oh, that's odd. Why would they only look at the videos?" And so what he discovered was when he showed up, right? And he saw, okay, they only looked at the videos. So he was prepared to talk about his video marketing capabilities and anything video. When he shows up, he sees that the guy has a video engineer. He's a video engineer. So he works in videos and produces videos for a living. And so him being ready to talk about videos and his video marketing and the amount of video marketing he does and production allowed him to develop a stronger connection and understanding of what that seller needs and is most important to him. And he beat that agent. He beat the #1 luxury agent because of his high note presentation, and a lot of other testimonials are like that. Now, um, he now what I'm going to do is talk about uh, the next step, and it's the follow-up presentation, right? So now you meet, okay? You meet, you do your presentation, you meet with the sellers, you understand what they're looking for, and you understand what they think the value is worth. They have questions about you, your service, your commission. They want to understand what your proposal is. Now you need to follow up. And what you should do is not just send an email, but build another great high note presentation. Do you think other agents are doing this? Not really. So you don't just send one, you send 2 presentations. That's what top producers do. They go for it. They do more and they're better and they do it better than others, and that's what you need to be. And why? Because your competition is sending either one or nothing at all, and you have nothing to lose except thousands of dollars. Let me show you what the follow-up presentation looks like. Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity to provide this opinion and strategy for you, right? And you talk about, okay, what we did is we walked through your home, we checked out your home, and this is what we saw, and this is what I noticed. Great. My recommendations. Here's my strategy, right? Here's the target demographic. Who's going to buy this home? Is it a family? Is it a single person? Is it an empty nester? Who's a likely buyer for this home, right? You need to stage it or present it as such to target that person. Of course, you can't put it in the marketing remarks. I'm not suggesting that because that's a fair housing violation. However, there's a big difference between if you're selling this home for a retired couple or a first-time buyer or someone with a family. So you need to stage the unit as such to market to those people. Now, timing. When do you bring the market to market? There's certain markets that are hot at certain times of years that are hot, certain times of years where it's cold. Broker price opinion. This is where you put in the comps and the analysis for the home. You could put in a CMA. You could do what you want. What we do is we use the MLS to produce the comps. Our MLS has some decent CMA types of tools and functionality, but we like to break them up and we like to do a curated comparison because in San Francisco, the homes are not cookie cutter. And so you need to kind of dive into, uh, all the comps and cherry pick the ones and then also break them up. So for us, we break them up like this: neighborhood sales, recent sales, most relevant comp, the baseline comp. Like what is the absolute lowest this home could sell for? And this is what we're fighting against. And what's the value of the home? Then we provide a very good valuation for the home. I think the value of the home is between 2.5 and 2.6, right? And giving them a range and not an exact number, but that's how we do it. Online property values, you show, okay, this is what Zillow, this is what Redfin thinks your home is worth, and the dangers of overpricing. Okay, giving them advice to not overprice the home because at this point they're thinking, I want more. I want more than that. And then you got to explain to them why it's a bad idea to overprice their home. Then you want to talk about next steps, sales and marketing calendar, the importance of disclosure, reasons why your home isn't working. Let me show you what these look like. Sales and marketing calendar, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Importance of disclosure. Okay, why you need to disclose, etc. Reasons why your home isn't selling. Making sure they don't make these mistakes and providing the advice ahead of time. Overvalued property, being present at seller showings, etc. Um, then you want to get them into the close. Let's get started. Here are the summary of my recommendations. Here's my listing agreement. You want to send it again and again. The reason why you do this in the Highnote is to see if they're reading it. Then you talk about your team and your testimonials again, and then why you. Every presentation tells a story, and this story ends on you. Why they should be picking you as as the real estate agent of choice. You send presentations like this, we will guarantee that you're going to win more business. Okay. I'm going to pause for questions. Are there questions at this stage? Just interrupt me, message me in the chat, and I'm going to continue. Now, if there are no questions, look, this is what you're confronted with every time you have a lead. You're like, oh my God, I have all these things I want to send to them. I don't have a good presentation. And what do I do? Thank you, Terry. Terry says this is great. Um, and so what do, right? So you fumble around, you're nervous, you're stressed out because you have to get this presentation out. So what ends up happening is you end up trying to develop your own presentation, maybe, You give up, or you try to use these CMA platforms, which are great CMA platforms, but they're not the best for presentation. And then they're not flexible, hard to break up, hard to insert your own things, hard to update. Or you could have your marketing team build something, but there's no time. You need to respond within an hour. So what you end up doing is you give up and you send one long ass email full of links and full of attachments. Terrible. Guess what your seller thinks? Or your buyer? Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff in here. I can't read this. It's too small or whatever. And the other thing is you don't even know if they read it or not. You don't even know if they read it or not, right? You're using ancient technology. Email has not changed in technology in 30 years. Sure, we have Gmail, okay? 70 to 80% of the people use Gmail. But is it much different than your original email client? You know? No, not much different. And this is old technology, it's broken. And this is the consequence of not having a good presentation. By the way, this presentation is an actual presentation that's available online. And it is horrible. No offense to this realtor. I like this realtor, but the presentation looks terrible. First of all, you lose listings and clients. You have reduced client trust and confidence, lower commission potential, reduced referral opportunities. Every listing results in more business. Okay. If you don't win the listing, you're going to not be able to refer. Limited differentiation. You can't differentiate yourself. Okay. And it's a competitive market. Okay. So you can't differentiate yourself. Another one is poor client retention and repeat business, obviously. And then you have difficulty competing against tech savvy agents. There's some agents out there who are very tech savvy and they're going to run circles around you if you're not. You need to upgrade your presentations to be tech savvy. Okay. Now, what else? Having a great presentation is a necessity. You need to have a great presentation today. And it needs to be digital and online, not just a typical PDF. It needs to be interactive online, like I just showed you. That's why we built Highnote. It's a next generation real estate sales platform. It's digital, interactive, and AI driven. Okay, drag and drop, easy to modify on the fly, easily create with drag and drop, duplicate, personalize, and deliver. Your buyer or listing presentation is going to stand out and win. Notifications and analytics. See what people are reading. This is very basic information that you need to get access to. And this will tell you everything that you need to know before the meeting. And read your buyer or seller's mind with real-time notifications. You know what device they're accessing it from, what pages. See what, when, and how many times it's being read. Highnote lets you be the fly on the wall, build and enhance with AI. We are adding so much AI to Highnote. It's going to change the product. Speed up your presentation creation, works in just a few clicks, helps write your titles and descriptions, and rewrite things in different tone of voice, right? Now, interactive presentation templates. We have a lot of templates. Build trust and credibility, explain and show your value, show your tech forward, and stand out from other agents. Set up the in-person meeting for success. You want to send something great ahead of time to warm the seller up or buyer up so you don't need to go over all of the basic stuff and you can focus on more advanced topics and not have to regurgitate a lot of simple things like who you are and your experience. So this is another reason why you do it. You want to set up the in-person meeting for success. Now, send a follow-up, obviously, for greater success, and we have those templates. All right, testimonials. Katie Day, she won 23 listings worth more than $11 million with a single high note. High note was the absolute difference maker for a listing he won. He was competing against the number 3 agent in the city, and this agent is 23 years old. He's a rookie, and he beat the number 3 agent in the city because of high note. This agent saw that his sellers were looking at his Highnote pre-listing presentation for 2.5 hours. And the sellers canceled the other agent's appointments and signed with him before the appointment even. And this older gentleman used it right out of the gate to snag a $2.25 million listing and a $599,000 listing. So, and there are millions of other use cases. Client updates, open house sign in, marketing or digital flyers, winning offers, recruiting, closing docs, sending closing docs or annual reviews. It's like having 10 tools in one. Having a platform like Highnote allows me to present every aspect of our communication from nurture to close. Um, it's not just listings and buyer presentations. It's almost everything a salesperson, real estate agent needs to deliver to clients. So winning offers, a lot of agents win offers with Highnote. And how do you use it for, why would you use it for offers? One, you're looking more serious to the seller and the listing agent. And number two, you can see if they're reading it and how long they're reading it. A lot of times, uh, what agents are telling or saying is that they see how long their offer is being read. If they're just opening and closing the offer, guess what? You know one thing. Your offer's not strong enough. And always it's the price. If your offer is strong enough, how long do you think the listing agent or the seller is going to be spending inside of the offer? Yes, a long time. You're going to review every dot, every T, make sure it's all dotted and crossed. You're going to see every signature, look for every initial, understand all the contingencies. You're going to look at their pre-approval letter. You're going to look at their letter, whatever it is. You're going to spend time in it. And then you know whether it's strong or not. Digital flyers. A lot of agents are sending and building property marketing flyers, digital ones, out of Highnote. Why would you do that? One, it's a lot easier than building a single property website. Number two, it's a lot better than just forwarding a PDF to someone. Three, you get analytics. You see what buyers are reading it and when and what and how long. And then you know whether those buyers or buyer agents are serious about your property. Welcome books, if you're working with leasing, or if a buyer buys a home, well, you want to prepare a nice welcome book for them. And it's all the things. How do you change utilities? How to pay the property taxes? Here are your closing docs. Here's how you change your mail. Here's all these things. Here's cleaning service if you need it. Here's a painter, whatever it may be. Welcome books are great ways to use Highnote. Agent to agent walkthrough. This is a fabulous use case. These agents, what they do is if they can't show the property, they'll use Highnote to demonstrate the property and show it. And it's a walkthrough explaining all of the great things about the home so that the agent doesn't miss it when they show it on their own. It's a fabulous way to showcase that you do more to your seller. And then this agent, um, and I forget his name right now off the top of my head, but well, let me bring it up. He uses this to win listings because he shows to his sellers, his future sellers, this is what he does. And guess how many agents do this? Not many. And this is what the video looks like.
All right, this agent-to-agent video, this is so you know a little bit more about the house before you even walk in the door if you're showing the home. Feel free to pass this video on to your clients, but we're going to talk about 143, yes, 143. I love you back in the pager beeper days, remember that? But first we're going to talk about the roof. It is a metal roof on the top and on the canopies. This is all hardy.
It's a great way to help sell when you can't be there. But he also, again, wins listings with this because he shows that he does. Seller portal, also a great way to provide client service and to show your seller, remind them how much work you did to sell the home. Sales portfolio, to show everything that you have for sale now. And then what you could do, this is like a single property website, you could put as a link in your signature. I use this myself, and it's a great way to capture leads. Put it on your open house A-frames, whatever it may be. Have a link to this neighborhood guides. Using Highnote to build neighborhood guides is a great way to, and I'll show you this guide that this agent built about Greenwich, Connecticut, and uh, shows everything about it. And it's a great way to showcase that you're an expert at that in the neighborhood. Annual real estate reviews every year, keeping in touch with the seller. This is how you keep in touch. Hey, it's been a year since we bought your home. How's it going? I just wanted to give you an update on the market, what's going on, and how are you doing, right? And then you meet with them, etc. Ninja Selling uses this for annual real estate reviews. We also have done for you templates. Um, these templates we help build for you. Okay, it's an extra service. If you're interested in this, if you don't have time to build, we have buyer ones. We have a one-to-one meeting with you, fast turnaround, 2 to 3 days for your initial draft after you get us all the information we need. There's multiple template styles and unlimited editing with our staff. Custom PDF editings for extra. If you have a PDF or a listing presentation, that PDF needs updating, we can help you edit that for an extra hourly charge. Then there's also a full Highnote tutorial, and we guarantee results. And I'll talk about that in a second. The Highnote guarantee. If you buy this done for you service and you use these presentations as we described in this webinar, sending it before appointment and then one after, and if you use Highnote as described and it doesn't help you win more, I will refund your money, guaranteed. I'm going to guarantee you're going to win more business that you haven't otherwise won before, and I'm going to guarantee those results if you buy this done for you service. And very few people have taken us up on this offer because we've always delivered. All right, this is how an individual plan works. It's $33 a month if you buy annually, $3.99 a year. It's nothing to help you win a listing or a buyer. The done for you setup service is $349. Okay. We have a special, it's regularly $750. This is separate from the subscription, right? You can just get the software subscription and you could do it yourself if you'd like with all of our templates, or you can have us hire us to set it up for you. And that's $350. That's for one, right? For one presentation. Now, if you want like a buyer, if you want to buy the listing presentation to get started and you want us to help with the follow-up presentation, sure, that's an extra $350. If you want us to help with the buyer presentation, sure. A lot of agents will buy all four. Pre-listing, pre-buyer, follow-up listing, follow-up buyer. And that's a special price for all four. And that's $9.99 for all four. That's a huge savings off of a $349 for one. And then only the top dogs, top producers do that because they're too busy and they want the best tools available to them to win. All right. So and Diane has a question. Does the other agent know you're using a Highnote? No, unless the seller tells them, like, hey, I received this. And sometimes we get a lot of customers who found out they lost because the other agent's presentation was better. And they found out it was a Highnote presentation. And so the other agents had signed up with us because of that. So no, I mean, there's no way an agent would know unless the seller would tell them. So I'm not sure if I answered your question, Diane, but let me know. So an easy way to win, an easy way to power up your business is having a great presentation. Okay, it's a great and easy way to win. And so there's no reason why you shouldn't do it. Look, today, HNSP20, a special code to buy 20% off. And what all work do you have to do? Okay, hold on one second, Angela. And then here's the guide. I promise you, scan this QR code. You're going to get the free guides, buyer presentations, how to win more buyers, and how to win more listings. Free guides that we made for you guys. Okay, let's answer some questions here. Angela Shopper, what all work do you have to do to prepare for the done for you? Just sign up for all four. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, we don't make videos for you, right? That's like going to be impossible because you need to shoot. But I mean, that's not the service we provide. You don't need to make a professional video when you send. You don't even need to include one. We recommend you do it, and all you got to do is just look in your phone and send and just include that link inside the presentation. Hi, this is Angela. I'm looking forward to meeting with you, etc. It doesn't have to be super produced. They just want to see that you're different and you go above and beyond others. All the other stuff, they're done for you. We just need your materials, your headshot, your logo. What stuff do you have already? Who's your brokerage? Do you have a listing or buyer presentation already? Do you have a website? Where are your testimonials? All of that stuff we take and make into one of these presentations that will guarantee you will win your listings and your buyers or your money back, or and um, so it's just getting all the materials that we need to build your presentations. That's as simple as that. We have a whole team that can help support you on that. All right. Any more questions? Any more questions? Was this helpful for everyone? Please let me know in the comments, in the chat. And next week, we're going to do a new session on AI and AI and real estate. AI is taking off and changing our society. And it's also changing real estate. We're going to have a special webinar next week on that. Awesome, Terry. Thank you. Thank you. And Chris, send your link in to do demos or to sign up. Are you there? FISBOs. What's an NOD? I don't know what an NOD is. Notice of defaults? Is that what it is? Yeah. We have we have yeah, we have FISBO ones. I don't think we have a notice of default one, but that's a good one to send. And let me get you okay. If you need to uh schedule a time, go to there, schedule a time with our team. And Terry, if you wanna just sign up, so it's just here and use the code HNSP20. HNSP20. 20% off. Okay. You could buy the software right on there or the done for you as well. And you get 20% off today. Okay. All right, great. And anyone, let me know your feedback. Was this helpful? Did you learn a lot? Do you think you'll get a lot of value out of this? Let me know. Okay. And again, next week, a special session on AI. Thank you, Terry. And anyone want to purchase, sign up, click on that. If you want to meet with us about the Done For You service and learn more and understand more, book a time with our sales team. Or if you're an existing customer already, just book a time with our success team here at highnote.io/meet with success. Fantastic, everyone. Thank you so much. We will see you next time and really appreciate your time. Thanks again. We're going to end it. Thank you. Angela, yes, there's a replay of this and it'll be sent to you after. Thank you so much. Any other questions? And we thank you for purchasing, Angela. We are going to build this and increase your business guaranteed again. You could always meet with me. If anyone wants to meet with me directly, just go here, meet with Mark. I'll be happy to meet with any of you. Thank you so much. We will talk soon and see you next time.